Let's start. So that's our topic. So before we start, I must need to remind you the very important formula which we will work here is this. This is the formula which we will use in each and every numerical. So if you do not remember it, if you do not understand it, go through the previous video, try to understand this formula. If any doubt is there, make it very much clear, because this is the only formula we will use in all those numericals. Okay, remember m1c1 t1 minus t, the heat released by hot body equals to m2c2 t minus t2, that is the heat gained by the colder body. I hope all of you will remember, and all these variables you have to remember. Thank you. Before moving further, I have seen some technical errors in some of the numericals submitted by my students. One of the problem where I found out that is problem number 8. Problem number 8 is an easy problem if you can understand how to solve it. The problem says 0.5 kg of lemon squash at 30 degrees centigrade is placed in a refrigerator which can release the heat at the rate of 30 joule per second. That means a refrigerator can throw out 30 joule of heat in 1 second. That means it can take out 30 joule of heat from the lemon squash in 1 second. Now how long will it take to reach 5 degrees centigrade? The specific heat of the squash is given 4200 joule per kg Kelvin. Always remember the units before you are using the formulas. If the specific heat is given in kg, then you have to use the mass in kg. If the specific heat is given in grams, then the mass must be converted to grams. Remember this thing. Here no such problem occurs. Mass of squash m equals to 0.5 kg, specific heat C equals to 4200 joule per kg Kelvin. Okay, temperature at T1 equals to 30 degree centigrade. We want to cool it at T2 equals to 5 degrees centigrade. So it was at 30, it will be cooled to 5. What is change in temperature? Very easy. Delta T equals to T2 minus T1, that is 30 minus 5, that is 25 degree centigrade. Clear? So how much heat? Q equals to mc delta T, that is 0.5 mass into 4200, that is the value of C, into temperature change, that is 25. Joule is the unit of it. So just calculate it. It is 52,500 joules. Now this amount of heat must be extracted to cool it from 30 degree to 5 degree. Refrigerator extracts heat at the rate 30 joule per second. Total heat is this. How much time? Now this amount of heat must be taken out. 30 joule heat is taken out in 1 second. Calculate time. So time required that is 1750 second. In minutes, it's very easy. That is very easy numericals. I hope all of you have got it. If any doubt is there, you can ask later also. Now we are going to the numericals of calorimetry. Let's start with question number 9. Okay, exercise 11A, question number 9. Here the object is given of mass 50 grams of a certain material at 150 degrees centigrade. It is immersed in water of 100 grams at 11 degrees centigrade and their final temperature is 20 degrees centigrade. Now you have to calculate the specific heat capacity of the metal, what the specific heat capacity of the water is given. So is the hotter on? Hot body is a metal. Mass, how much? 50 grams. C1, this one I have to calculate the specific heat of the hot body, that is of the metal. Clear? And temperature 150 degree centigrade. The cold body, which is water. What is the temperature? 11 degrees centigrade, so cold. Mass 100 grams. Specific heat 4.2 joule per gram Kelvin. We are very sure the specific heat is given in grams, mass in grams, so no need to convert. Final temperature T is given 20 degree centigrade. How will you calculate? We will use a formula. This is, we have to calculate C1. Our formula is just put these values. (150) T1, T is 20, so 150 minus 20. Here T is 20, T2 is 11. So I'm keeping C1 on left hand side and taking everything on right hand side. (50) and 130 comes down. (0.582). The unit here joule per gram Kelvin. That is joule per gram Kelvin. So what is C1's value? 0.582 joule per grams Kelvin. That is the solution of numerical number 9. Next numericals. The next numerical we will solve is number 11. Rest of the numericals will be your homework. Okay, number 11 suggests 200 grams of water at 80 degrees centigrade is added to 300 grams of cold water at 10 degrees centigrade, neglecting the heat taken by the container, that is the calorimeter. Calculate the final temperature. The specific heat is given 4200 joule per kg Kelvin. You have to be very serious about that problem, because the cold and hot object both are water, so they will have same specific heat, that is 4200 joule per kg Kelvin. Be specific about the units. See that hot water is our hot body, mass 200 grams, C1 4200 joule per kg Kelvin. We see it is kg, mass is given in grams. So can you multiply these two? Answer is no. When you solve M1, C1, T1 minus T, one in grams, another one in kg is not allowed. So these grams must be converted to kg. 200 grams means 0.2 kg. Temperature 80 degrees centigrade. Now for the cold water. Mass 300 grams, C1, both are water, so same specific heat. This is also 4200, sorry, these are M2 and C2, joule per kg Kelvin. Again it is kg, so this must be converted to kilograms. 300 grams is 0.3 kg, dividing by 1000, and temperature 2 is 10 degrees centigrade. So everything M1, C1, T1, M2, C2, T2 is given. What do we have to find out? T, that is the final temperature. This one we have to calculate. Formula: so this T I have to calculate. Values are known. I have put all the values in the equation. Now you can see on both sides the specific heat is same, 4200, 4200, so I just cancel out. So what is left? Now just calculate. Cross multiplication is done. Okay, so I bring T on one side, 2T plus 3T, it is 5T, and 160 plus this side minus 30 comes on this side, becomes plus 30. So 160 plus 30 equals to 3t plus 2t. Okay, so I have 5t, that is 5t equals to 160 plus 30, 190. So T equals to 190 by 5, 38. So final temperature 38 degree centigrade, and that's the solution. So I hope all of you can understand this problem now. If any doubt remains, you can again watch this video and also ask me in WhatsApp. So thank you everyone. That's all in the part 1 of calorimetry. From the next video we will go to the next portion. Thank you everyone.